all cockeyed. Okay, so we're going to start with my peach colored acrylic paint, and I'm not sure if that'll pick up the color or not. Probably not, but it's just like a flesh toned peach. And I'm just going to get one of my flat brushes, and I'm just going to use that. Sorry, I'm left-handed, so I'm sure this looks weird for everybody. I'm just going to use that, and I'm just going to paint a oval shape on the nail, and it will be kind of thick. Probably could have picked a different background color to do for this one, but I prepped a bunch of nails with just white, so we're going to leave it like that for now, and then when that dries I will put the next layer for that on. Just clean out my brush. Now while that's drying, I'm going to draw in the Santa hat. And that is just, I'm just going to do that with a very bright red. And then I'm using this. Not what I wanted it to do. And then for the nail art brush I'm using, let's see if it'll pick that up. It is just a fine tipped brush. And I'm just going to dip that in the red a little bit. Try to get you guys back in frame. And I'm sorry my videos are so blurry. I'm still figuring that out. We're just going to paint a triangle. And I will fix that up before I fill it in. And then we're just going to fill it in with red. Again, probably we'll have to do more than one coat on the nail to get this to stand out better. So, and then I think just to give Santa some body, we'll just do some lines down like this. And then grab my flat brush and fill it in with the red. Oh, that red got all over my brush. So there's that. And by now your cream colored paint should be dry enough that you can put your second layer on. Just rinse out my brushes. So I'm going to take this brush and do the second layer of flesh colored. I'm just going to pull this a little closer to me for a second while I get that fine detailing done. Okay, so that is coat 2 with the cream color. Let's hope it's not going to pick it up. Nope. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is just rinse out that brush one more time. And while that's dried, do the final coat of red. Then I will get out a dotting tool to make his beard and his trim for his hat. So let me just grab my brush again. And I'm going to go into the red paint. Now you can use nail polish too. I just like doing acrylic paint And normally if I'm doing a painting on a nail, I will actually take and put a top coat on over the base coat. That way if there are any mistakes, I can just I actually have a paintbrush that I use. I just wet it down and then clean up the areas that need to be cleaned up. I find that to be a lot easier when working with acrylics, and it helps eliminate some of the mess. So we're just going to give Santa a nice red suit. Kinda, sorta. I'm terrible at drawing people, as I'm sure you can see. So here he is after 2 coats of paint for both colors. And we're just going to rinse that out again. And that's my dog barking. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but that sounds like my lab. So I'm just gonna put a quick cap on those 2 colors. And then I've got my black here. And I've actually got a finer brush, but it is missing an action, which doesn't surprise me anymore. So what I'm going to do is I've got my, I'm not sure why my camera is sliding away from me. So there's this. So put 2 dots in there for his eyes. And I'm just using a regular dotting tool for that. Actually, it's my finer dotting tool. If it'll pick it up. No, it's just a very fine tipped dotting tool. So we've got that part done, and there's his eyes. So now we'll take the white. I've got to put him down because I put my weight on too tight. So I've got my white, and then for this part of it, I'm going to use this fatter dotting tool here. It's a little bit bigger than the other one was. And I'm just going to dip that in the white, and then just dot across his hat. Just to give it a textured look. We'll do 1 dot up here on the top, and then we'll go down here by his face and just dot in some beard. Gotta be very careful because I'm sure the paint's not completely dry yet. Not sure how well you guys can see this. So Santa's got a nice white full beard. And then we're just going to take a liner brush. Probably go back to this one. I'm just going to dip that in. And then I'm just going to use it to give Santa a little mustache. Just to connect his beard and his mustache to a simple little line. So then we're going to take that and we're going to go into the black paint. And I'm just going to very carefully do 2 circles around his eyes for his glasses. I totally forgot to give Santa some hair. And then I'm just going to put a belt down here across his body, just to give it some, still look quite as boring. So far that's what Santa's looking like. I'm actually going to go into the other side of that dotting tool I just used. It's a little bit finer. Actually, I'll probably just use my brush here. I'm just going to go into the white and just drag some white down the sides. Give him some hair. We want Santa to be bald. And I'm just going to touch up his beard a little bit. Okay. So, and maybe a little white dot in the middle of his belt. There we go. And then the last step is going to be, I'm going to take just a little bit of my red and I'm going to put it on the brush, on a square brush, a flat square, and this one's a very dry brush. And I'm actually just going to rub that against my hand.